do you have to say for yourself? Thank you. So yeah, we got Groms. Okay, hello. We're back. We're in the garage. We got stuff to do with the Groms, which you just saw.
Yep. Really quick intro then. Sammy's 2019, mine 2014 or 15.
He doesn't know. I think it's 2014.
So I do know Sammy, she has like modded intake, modded exhaust with like a power commander. We put on these beautiful
They're just
mirrors.
mirrors.
Oh, she also has
gotta
pro
be
taper
street
bars.
legal. That came like that. We put on these grips though.
Yeah.
But the pro taper bars came like that. And I like the bars a lot because it's more dirt bikey.
Yep.
His has like the
Mine has the
like
stock bars. But
with the weird bars.
mine has a 181 kit on it, but stock intake and modded exhaust. So they put in the bigger motor, but they didn't do all the mods that should have happened with the bigger motor. So we're doing some of those mods today to make it so the motor actually runs cool enough. Sammy is just doing some maintenance and replacing some bolts.
Change.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna learn.
Yeah, we got the Haynes manual. We also put on new tires on mine.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
those are new tires.
Yeah, dual compound.
His other tires were sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna start.
Bye.
We're gonna have an easier time pushing it over there for long. Leave it alone!
Cora. While Sammy's setting up her bike, I just show you really quick. So I've already put on the air filter for my bike to let it flow a little bit better. Put on a temperature sensor so that way I can actually see the temperature of the motor. And we just got a bunch of other parts. Like I got my grips, got a new clutch cable. I got a clutch kit. With like the billet retainer and stiffer springs, so that should be good. We got the high flow oil pump. We got a 5-row oil cooler with the new case cover, so that way I can actually run the lines to it. New brakes. Oh, fender delete kit, so that way my license plate isn't held on with just zip ties. Sammy's just dropping oil, checking her valve lash, all of that. So my license plate was literally just held on with a couple zip ties, but now we actually have a true fender eliminator kit from Motion Dynamics, I think it is. And it's really simple. You got the plug, bolts, and a little license plate light there, with the LED. Let's get this on. Should be pretty good.
All right, let's try to drain this oil. So the reason we have this cardboard is because the aftermarket exhaust is literally right below this. So if we don't do this, it's just gonna dump right onto my exhaust, by the way.
Yeah, the plug went in there, and then I just plugged in the lights right here. Should work out pretty good. I'm gonna put on my license plate and then help Sammy. All right, so I got the license plate, the fender delete kit in there, and it looks great. It's way more sturdy, and I've got a light on it finally. Looks awesome. So now I'll just come to help Sammy. We're about to pull off the whole side cover. So we'll set up the cameras and we'll get going. All right, so tough break. So I did have an oil spinner, so we pulled the oil spinner off. But yeah, that was my fault. I set the torque wrench, but I didn't tighten it here. So when Sammy was using it, she accidentally spun it up to a way higher torque. So yeah, we broke the bolt off in there, and we were like, ah, crap. But here's the thing: I'm actually removing this off of my motor, so we'll grab my oil spinner and then put it on her bike. There we go. There's the oil spinner. And there's like literal sludge and crap. So I don't know when the last time that was cleaned on my bike, but holy smokes, that's dirty.
Okay, we're back to my bike. We took the thing off of his bike, putting it back on my bike. Yep. And then all we have to do is pour oil in it, put everything back together. Well, put it back together and then pour oil in it, and then it's done, right?
Yep. Yeah, look at how bad. Look at the difference. We definitely were doing it too tight and deformed all of that. Okay, yeah, so we'll torque these all down and put on our rear set and then fill it up with oil, check the valve lash, and then she should be good to go. Alright, so it says for an oil change, it needs 0.9 liters, and I've got this ratio right from my two-stroke days, and so I guess it's 30.4 fluid ounces. So we're gonna go 2 of these at 15, and then a tiny bit more. Okay, so we got Sammy's bike done. And now comes the part that I'm kind of been always worried about a bit. So with the 181 kit, I wanted to get a high flow oil pump, which is like thicker because that'll flow better through the oil cooler and everything. And I've heard of people doing some mods where they have a pipe coming out to the back of the motor, like a little copper pipe, to pick up oil from the back rather than through this hole. So that way when you're doing wheelies, you always have a supply of oil. The problem is the tube that they say to use on that, on the stock oil cooler, just fits in really nicely there, and then they just like RTV it. I didn't see the point of getting a whole high flow oil pump just to shove it through this tiny hole, which is like smaller than the stock hole. So I gotten some bigger tubing that doesn't really fit in there, and I think what I'm gonna do is I tried cutting some threads on here. I might try cutting that a bit more, we'll see, and then drilling and tapping a hole into here and then RTVing that. So then now we'll have this bigger tube which should flow more oil from the back of the motor, and it should work out a lot better. So I'm gonna try cutting these threads a little bit more. I'm starting to twist the metal a little bit, and it's kind of making me a bit nervous, but I just mainly need to get past that hole. So I mean, right here, that's like barely cutting it. Hopefully you can see that. It's barely cutting it into there. So if I could cut a little bit more thread so I could have the tube end a bit past that, then that would make me feel a bit better. And then also drilling into this is going to be a bit nerve-wracking, but I think we're going to do it because I want to, and it'll be fun. So let's try to cut threads on here. The thread size that I found that works for this is an 1/8 inch or 1/8 and NPT 27. But man, this stuff just deforms so easy that it's kind of hard to cut threads into it. Definitely like a custom kind of a dealio. Let's try that. I mean, I'm deforming it a little bit, but we have been able to cut a decent amount more threads into there. With that many threads, it's gonna go ever so slightly past. Okay, so we're gonna have to cut some more. Yeah, see, it's just deforming and then not even cutting threads in some of it. Well, maybe we'll try this. I do have this whole other side that I could start trying to cut threads on, but that's about the best I've done. You can see on the other one, that's what I've done. Actually, I've cut about the same, but this is the wrong size. I was just seeing how it would work for cutting threads. Okay, well, let's actually try this side. I mean, worst case is that it's worse. I guess, okay, so the battery died, but I got a decent amount of threads cut, so that should go pretty far up in there, which, it's like that's where the hole comes, or that's where the oil comes in normally. So I should be able to block it off a decent amount past that, and then I'll just silicone everything in together. I just wanted some sort of physical connection between this pipe and in there. So now I'm gonna have to drill this out to the right size, but first I just need to drill a pilot hole. What I want to do is come in here and figure out the depth. All right, there we go. So I've marked what should be the middle point. Okay, so I did open this up to a decent size, and now I can get my tap in there. So we're just gonna tap that down a decent ways. Look at that. All right, so we've gotten this threaded, and then we've like kind of put in some threads into the actual oil pump itself. And I mean, it shouldn't reflect the flow too much, and it blocks off that. So we just got to put in some sealant in here just to make sure it is all sealed up, though I bet you that's a pretty good seal already with those threads. Threading the copper was pretty hard. Threading this wasn't too bad. You can see the threads I cut in on this side. And all in all though, I think this is a great way to do this. I forget the size of this too, but all right, so let's clean this all up and then get to sealing this up because I'm excited for this. Hopefully I can get you guys a really good shot because it looks pretty cool. Those threads that I cut in there and the threads cut in on that side. So yeah, hopefully now we should have all the threads up in here just filled with this orange sealant. And it looked like it was maybe trying to split here a little bit, so I think I'm just gonna clamp this and let it cure while we work on other stuff. Okay, so now we're back to this side of the motor. I've got my new clutch spring retainer and a clutch kit from Colso. Alright, so update. I've kind of bent this into a shape that should work inside. It's sitting a little bit right here inside the motor, but this shape does get it back all the way to where the transmission is. The only issue is I actually kind of cracked the tube right as it came out there. So I just put a bunch of silicone there that should hold it. Already when I kind of put mechanical pressure on that joint, it like sealed it up, but I put all of that there to hopefully really seal it up. It just sucks. I don't think I'd suggest to anybody to try doing it on this. Trying to thread and deal with this copper tubing is really hard, but I think it'll work for us. So high flow oil pump pulling from the back, and just got to let this cure up and then we can put it in. All right, okay, so got everything done. We got the oil cooler on, we got the new clutch in, we got the oil spinner off, we got the oil lines ran, we got the high flow oil pump with the pickup in the back, got our fender delete on there, even got new grips, like it's going good. So just got to turn it on. I already turned the motor over a bunch without the spark plug on, so that way it could pump oil through the new system. So now with the spark plug on, let's see if it starts. All right. Hopefully this goes well. So it runs. I mean, I think I kind of want to go on a test ride, but it runs. Alright, so we're here as a little test ride. So So as you can see, I did put the temperature gauge on there, and the upgrades have helped a lot with keeping that in check. It is quite windy today, but we're gonna see if we can do this before the rain comes. So it has been quite a while since we've done the upgrades on the Groms, and they've done well. We just finally getting around to using the footage. Alright, well, riding and talking didn't quite work out. I think the GoPro chose the wrong microphone. But just want to say that'll be it for this project. So glad you guys could come along with us. We will have a lot more content coming out in the near future, so I hope you guys subscribe and hope to see you on the next adventure or project that we choose. And hope you guys have a great day. So, oh, we have stickers, so look in the description if you like them. Figure out yourself up a couple, and we'll ship them out to you. But until next time, guys, bye.